1,000 XRP will soon be worth $1 million. We're going to talk about it. How do we get there? How do you do the maths? But first, we need to talk about some brand new FUD that has come to light. It's no surprise that Bitcoin maxes are crawling out of the bushes to spread false information about XRP. They know what people want and need. There is no stopping these institutions from coming in and backing XRP now that the case is over. Of course, if institutions back Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP all at the same time, it will hurt Bitcoin the most, which is what they are most afraid of. I'll play this for you, and then we'll talk about numbers. People asked me again last weekend what I think of XRP, and every time I say that, it's hard to like it. To be fair, if you look at the map, you can see that XRP has gone from about $1 to $3 or something. Some people just look at that, but I don't really watch what's done. And if that's their number, you should go up, right? And they don't know anything about how these networks and protocols work or about business. They'll look at it and say, yeah, that thing went up 300%. Wait a minute, I'd like to know what organization is using Bitcoin for something other than keeping money safe. Really, you want to tell us that this doesn't have any use? Please. It looks like you guys have painted yourself into a hole now. Don't forget that Bitcoin was the next big thing in technology. Bitcoin will power all of the world's money systems. After that, it turned to do. Okay. It's like having digital gold, right? Better than gold. It keeps money safe. That's right. That's where the peak is now for Bitcoin. It keeps money safe. What about banks? Buildings that handle money and stable coins? Not at all. And he doesn't want to say it because his fans want to hear good things about Bitcoin and nasty things about XRP because they know the Bitcoin is just a dud, right? It looks like it's there, okay? But what's the point? What do people do with Bitcoin? If you look at how many transactions happen on the Bitcoin network, it's seriously not that many. But why wouldn't I buy it? And yes, if you look at the gains for some of these other crypto tokens over the last few days or 30 days, they are up a lot. Did you ever say something like, my man can't even afford proper internet, so his internet doesn't stall out? He talks badly about a huge environment full of amazing people, but he doesn't even know his own kids from the beginning. We keep thinking that we'll reach a point where we don't have to explain Bitcoin versus crypto anymore, but it looks like we'll be doing it for a long time. Yes, it's also very annoying. It comes back over and over. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back because Bitcoin doesn't matter to anyone. It keeps value, but that's not where the real value is. You know that smart contracts and EVM sidechains can work together, right? People are putting together the equipment. These guys are very upset and angry because they have a lot of Bitcoin, which is what they're after here. Since the beginning, they've been backing XRP and have seen it go from 30 cents to 330. They've also seen Bitcoin do pretty well. Do you agree? They worry? What happens when the price of XRP hits $5 or $10? Then what do you think these guys will say? It's just luck. Okay, that's what they're going to say though. When they do that, I'll play the video and make them look stupid. Yes, it is, and I agree with what you say. It's like a company, and this is it. It's not even just smart people who haven't thought about it or looked at it from a money or financial history point of view. Okay, Nicole Brunell was on, I think it was Fox Business, and I just watched HER at the end. Both reporters said, I still don't get it. I don't get it. The number goes up. It has to be that way. She's like, you've been right the whole time. She gives Natalie a nice She says, well, that's the whole point, and there's no answer. Yes? Yeah, I agree. I think that people who do what you say, like buy XRP or something, see that number go up, and they're like, or they get the hype. A lot of marketing and lies is put out all over the place about XRP. It costs them money to get news out that their coin is going to be pumped and all that. They have never called me, asked me to talk about them, or paid me to do so. They haven't paid anyone to talk about them as far as I can tell. It's not necessary. They get together with other people and get things done. They go in and keep the environment going. Who backs the Bitcoin environment, right? These guys who can't see past their own BS, I don't believe it, man. It will take the place of all these payment rails and other things. When they see that, they think, oh, XRP is also great. Not going to look at that. I'm going to buy it. What does money mean? How is Bitcoin better than gold as money? Okay, that's not how they see it. That's it. When I liked something, I sent you something back. Do you see what they do? Now, they can only compare it to gold, which is good because it keeps its value. That's all they have right now. They're holding on to pretty thin air. Don't misunderstand me. If the three-letter body doesn't come out and say they made Bitcoin, I think it will do well. Then, no one would trust it. It will still go to 500,000 or $1 million, though, because it's the most important thing. There isn't enough. I get it. When you talk about the future of the banking system, though, do you think the Bitcoin network would be used to build a blockchain for our whole banking system if we had to do it tomorrow? What is Bitcoin being used for by a state bank? Yes, that's right. No main bank, right? El Salvador me. There aren't even any numbers or details about how much cryptocurrency the US owns. Nothing. What is the real plan to buy these assets in the future? Not a plan. This is what bothers me about Bo Hines, and he never brings it up. Digital Wealth Partners raised $200 million in XRP to put into businesses. Let's go. Here, I want to show you how much more money has been given. Vivo Power International revealed and carried out a $100 million treasury buy that was focused on XRP. The company also set aside extra funds to be used for digital asset platforms. Trident Digital wants to raise up to $500 million to set up corporate XRP treasuries and be the first company to use them on a big scale. Now, this is something I do question. Companies want to be the center of attention. They'll say something and give me crazy numbers until I see people actually buying, though. I'm not going to, get really excited about this because anyone can lie and say they will do something else. I think we've seen that in the last 30 to 40 years. Yes, you can believe and listen, but you need to make sure. Well, Logistics Health gave out 50 million XRP, Natural Miracle held 20 million XRP, and Weebus International set aside 100 million XRP. Worksport International has a $5 million reserve, and Hyperscale Data has a $10 million reserve. You can see what's going on. In a year or 5 years, what will this list look like? There will be 1,000 businesses. There are going to be a lot of banks that want to make their own crypto sovereign funds. Do you really think they'll do all of that with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Without a doubt not. A lot of banks and other businesses will choose XRP because they're already going to use it. Liquidity on demand, right? Or stable coins, making a stable coin on the XRP system. This asset can work with any other asset on the ledger. You get it? You will want to do that, of course. And this is the use that these people don't want to accept XRP has. XRP is the best bridge asset in the world right now. Besides Tether or Circle, XRP is the most popular digital currency for sending money across borders, right? XRP can be used for many things. There will be more work done by Ripple and help from us. We will be there until the end of this, and we will get something good out of it. The XRP ledger soared. Ripple's DeFi dark horse goes from a real-world object tokenized 10 times to 176 million, up 70% for DeFi TVL. Ripple wins the case in court. To give you some more background, ladies and gentlemen, this has been going off in 2025. This is going to be huge. The Axler bridge will connect to the EVM sidechain. There will be new infrastructure, new loans and borrowing, new DeFi, and new who knows what else. There are a lot of cool tools being made right now. Yesterday, I talked to Strobe Finance on my live show. That was really cool. You will be able to use your XRP to get a loan and buy more XRP if you want to. Talk to a financial advisor first to make sure that fits with your plans, and always read the fine print. You don't want to go out of business. Just be very careful. However, that talk was very good. Check it out. The worth of tokenized real-world assets rose from 18 million XRP at the end of 2024 to over 108 million XRP in early August. The XRP ledger will gain another 200 million in tokenized assets thanks to the partnership with Mercado Bitcoin. This means that the month of July saw growth of almost 35%. Key relationships in this area include Ondo Finance and the Dubai Land Department, which works with U.S. Treasuries and real estate. This makes XRP the core of both institutional-grade assets and tokenization. These guys also don't want to miss this. Who is it that is turning value into tokens on the Bitcoin network? No one, right? People aren't thinking, hey, let's build that on Bitcoin. They are not thinking that way. Instead, they are That's very important. Cool. Bitcoin is a way to store value. You guys win. I mean, these guys really bother me. Okay, TVL rise, total value locked, and XRP will store 20 million to 100 million. 400% in 8 months, right? Wow, this growth is crazy. Before you know it, we'll be at 500 million, then a billion, then 10, 20, 50, or 100 billion. Because I don't know anything about DXRP. I'm not going to talk about blockchain systems. Over 1-800 active AMM pools, support for over 17,000 different types of tokens, and impressive infrastructure for growth indexes. Another thing they don't want to tell you is this, right? There are lots of cool things going on. There are a lot of important things here. AXL, if you want to buy them, you could use their coin. There are 3 main steps that most stablecoins follow today: fiat payments, minting, and redemption. Easy to understand, liquid, and simple. Issuers need to plan for the trade-offs that come with each step in design compliance. Don't forget that they wrote out a whole plan. The government has put together a paper that can help you set up a stablecoin in your country. Pay attention to this file. There are 4 main types of deposits: fiat-backed, crypto collaterals, mixed, and tokenized. The rules for the US, the EU, the UK, Singapore, and Japan. The technical infrastructure